2021-2022 WIAA Regional Semifinal action coming to you live on WLA TV. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jordan King with you here on WLA TV. And tonight it's the Winnebago Lutheran Academy Vikings hosting the Valders Vikings in a 3-6 matchup in the WIAA Division IV state tournament bracket. This is sectional number 4 and the top half of the sectional. The regional, incidentally, includes Laconia, who takes on number 9 Cedar Grove, Belgium tonight. Number 5 Howard's Grove won by forfeit over Destiny earlier in the tournament. That was played on Tuesday. And they play Manitowoc Lutheran at Manitowoc Lutheran. Laconia, by the way, the top seed in this regional. WLA, the number 3 seed. And they host Valders, who, as I mentioned, was the number 6. That's right here on WLA TV. Valders won 72-32 on Tuesday. They were hosting the number 11 seeded Horicon team on Tuesday. Check that. They played that on Wednesday. Ozaki beat Kohler on Wednesday as well, 77-55. They head up the hill to St. Mary's Springs, does Ozaki. So Springs, Winnebago Lutheran, and Laconia all hailing from the Flyway Conference and securing the top 3 seeds this year in this sectional, top half of the sectional in this regional. WLA this season 17-6. Of course, finished the season on the 1-game losing streak. They lost to Springs, the second place team in the Flyway Conference and the second place team in the regional. Valders this season 10-15 on the year, 72-32 win, as I mentioned earlier, against Horicon on Wednesday. Valders comes into the game averaging 43 points this season. WLA averages 61.7. It's going to be a battle of styles. How they want to play the game tonight is going to determine who has a little bit more success. WLA comes in, I would say, the heavy favorite as it goes in high school basketball, but you play the game for a reason, and that being anyone can win on any given night when you're talking about high school athletics. Looking forward to this one tonight. Starters and anthem coming up. The WIAA State Tournament. The bracket of the playoffs gets going tonight for the Vikings, and you're watching on WLA TV. Stay with us.
Winnebago Lutheran Academy welcomes you to this evening's WIAA Regional Basketball game between the Valders Vikings and the Vikings of Winnebago Lutheran Academy. Winnebago Lutheran Academy, Valders High School, and the WIAA require good sportsmanship and education-based sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege with the expectation to exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please stand, remove your hats, and join us in honoring America and those who protect it with the playing of our national anthem. It's time to meet the starting lineups for this evening's game. First, for Valders. A 5'4" junior, number 3, Cassidy Tuchel.
Well, as they announce the starters for Valders, we'll pass them along to you in just a second. Want to welcome you back in here to the campus of Winnebago Lutheran Academy. I'm Jordan King, taking you through tonight's action between the Vikings and the Vikings. Valders, the Vikings, coming in as the 6th seed, the WLA Vikings, the 3 seed. Number 3, Cassidy Tuchel. 14 is Carissa Hamill. Number 22 is Navia Kosian. Number 23 is Caitlin Fisher, and 33 is Taylor Hamill. Carissa Hamill and Taylor Hamill, both starters for the Vikings. And the starters for the Vikes of Winnebago Lutheran Academy, we'll let them introduce themselves.
Junior guard, number 2, Kiera Shea.
Sophomore wing, number 5, Lindsay Nell.
Junior wing, number 10, Siri Kuski.
Senior post, number 11, Jess Pennell.
Sophomore wing, number 22, Abby Cole.
There you go. Those are the starters for the Vikings. Again, to repeat them for you, Kiera Shea, number 2. Lindsay Nell, number 5. Siri Kuski, 10. Jess Pino, 11. And Abby Cole, number 22. A lot of theatrics in the postseason. Got the spotlight out. All the stops pulled out in the postseason for the Vikings. Vikes had a nice season this season. Last year, they went 23-0 in the regular season. This year, a little bit more mild of a season for the Vikings. 17-6, though, still very competitive in the Flyway Conference. I think you would, if you asked anyone in the Vikings program, they played with Laconia both times, had chances to beat them both times, had a double-digit lead one of the times when they played them here. And should the Vikings get another shot at Laconia, it will be on neutral floor. Over, I believe that one played over in Kohler. As you look ahead, that would be a sectional semifinal game in this sectional number 4 of the 2021-2022 WIAA state tournament bracket. Vikings in the home whites. Valders is the away team, the 6th seed in their road reds with the white and black trim. 18 minutes, they'll jump it and get ready to play high school postseason basketball. Seems like this season has flown by, but there's not much better than postseason hoops, in my opinion, and I love it here in the WIAA here in Wisconsin. Quick start for the Vikings. Triple for Abby Cole on the right wing. Goes down. Her brother Ethan is the leading scorer in program history for the boys team. And now she hits the early three to give the Vikings their first lead of the night. Far side, this is Kosian. Knox looks underneath. It's a good entry pass there from Fisher. Ends up getting swung around. This is kind of what the Valders Vikings want to do. They want to get it inside to Clarissa Hamill. And Hamill averages 14 points per game. She's their best player in terms of scoring output. And they want to get Hamill established underneath. They're going to be patient to get her the feed. That's a good pass from Nell Deshay, and the Vikings have a 5-point lead. So that's what we're going to see from the Valders Vikings. They want to get Hamill established inside. That's a double dribble in the backcourt. Seeing Kiera Shea impact this game already in 3 different ways. She had the assist on the three-pointer for Abby Cole. She had the bucket there on the feed from Nell, and now her stifling defense forces the turnover. That was Tuchel in the backcourt, who wasn't able to legally get the ball into the front court. Underneath with Abby Cole, and Cole finishes in the middle of the paint. Good start for her. She's got 5, and an early timeout here. Coach Otto not liking what he sees early. It's a 7-point lead for the Vikings. Should be just a 30-second timeout, I believe. I saw Coach Otto signal for. Yeah, 30 seconds, so we'll keep it right here. Want to let you know, if you are a Vikings fan tuning in, a WLA Vikings fan, got to clarify that more than on a usual night. If you're a WLA Vikings fan, stick around halftime. Coach Marty Nell of the boys team, they just completed their season last night with a 25-point win at Lamira. He's going to join us for a couple of minutes, talk about Ethan Cole season he had, talk about the season his team had, and they were rewarded with a couple of home games next week should they take care of business. They play on Tuesday, and if they win that, they'll also host on Thursday. Here in the corner, this is Taylor Hamill. Down underneath, that's a good entry pass to Fisher. Fisher not able to finish. Caitlin Fisher is the second leading scorer, averaging nearly 9 points per game. Couldn't get that one to rattle home. Into the front court come the Vikings. Vikings want to play at a higher tempo than Valders does. As I mentioned, Valders, when they win, hold their opponents in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and they score in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, or 40s, 50s, and 60s, should I say. The Vikings want to score in the 60s and 70s. Here's a three-pointer on the left wing from Kiera Shea. Comes up well short. Fisher down with the rebound on the far side. That is Tuchel able to save it, and collected by Fisher. Top of the key, Taylor Hamill, as Carissa Hamill goes down to the block and continues to battle with Siri Kuski. Kuski doing a nice job underneath there. Bounce pass entry to Carissa Hamill, kicks it out. This is the drive from Kosian, and she's fouled. Abby Cole on the bump. The Vikings looking for perhaps their second elite defender behind Kiera Shea. Shea averages 4 steals per game. That led the Flyway Conference. Don't need to say present anymore. That season is done away with and into the postseason. In my opinion, Kiera Shea is a very good case for Player of the Year in the Flyway Conference. Obviously, Molly Johannes is another. Couple of freshmen. Tierney Madigan is one that comes to mind from Laconia. Got a couple of players. Izzy Kuhn, probably the most deserving of several deserving players from St. Mary Springs Academy. And then you have 3 here for the Vikings. 3 players that I think you could make a real case are in the top 5 in the Flyway. Nice defensive possession there for the Vikings. Forces the miss from Hamill. Near side on the break, here's Lindsay Nell. Shovels it to Kiera Shea, shot fake. And now cross-court pass to Siri Kuski. Here's another 3 on the way. Abby Cole has not missed tonight. She's got 8. Couple of 3s, one from the right wing, one from dead away, straight away. Top of the key. And she's got 8 points. Those 2 3s and a bucket underneath on the offensive rebound. Here's Hamill. Far side, Tuchel. Down underneath. That's a night well worked. But once again, Valders can't buy a bucket underneath. They're getting to their spots. That time it was Kosian who missed it a little bit short on the layup opportunity. Good defense by the Vikings just to pressure that shot attempt. Here's Lindsay Nell in the short corner. Bounce pass to Shea. Shea up with the shot. Offensive rebound. And going over the back was Jess Pino. Wasn't sure if Taylor Hamill was underneath there. Wasn't sure if she had boxed out quite enough there to warrant the foul, but Pino came in a little bit out of control, and that's the second team foul on the Vikings of WLA. Tuchel has it on the far side. She's going to work against Kiera Shea. This is Fisher. Near side, Kosian. Down to the corner with Tuchel. They got a good matchup underneath. the one they want to go to. And finishing for the first time for Valders is Carissa Hamill. Hamill's got their 2 points, and Valders is off the mark here this evening. Couple of Valders players ready to check in on the far side. Down the lane on the left side goes Kiera Shea. That's a block. A little bit late there, Taylor Hamill. Nice idea to rotate through and try to take the charge. She was just a little bit late, and she was close to being under the basket as well. Kiera Shea heads to the free throw line. First chance for the Vikings. First foul on Valders. Shea's first free throw is good. I continue to say this. I said it last year quite a bit when the Vikings were making their playoff run. But Kiera Shea has been impressive how she, in the 2 seasons that I've gotten to watch and call Kiera Shea, she's been a much better shooter as the season goes on, which is crazy to believe, which is with as many minutes as she plays and as much effort as she expends on both sides of the floor. The fact that she's able to consistently improve her shooting is impressive. Hamill misses another one underneath. Rebound was down to Siri Kuski, and the outlet here to Kiera Shea. This is Lindsay Nell now. Nell shoots it at about a 40% clip from 3. Doesn't shoot a ton of them, but when she does, they've fallen this year. Hamill saves it straight to Nell. Nell crosses over. Euro step down the paint, and no, that's not a travel. Not in 2022. That's a travel in 1999. But the Euro step, I don't think that's a travel, but it was whistled on the near side. So the Vikings lead at 11-2. That's a tough one when you have a long player like Lindsay Nell. The Euro step is completely legal, but it does look, she covers so much ground in 2 steps that it certainly looks like a travel. So you can totally understand where that comes from. Here on the near side, top of the key, now Hamill. Crosses over once, gets it to Fisher in the corner. Now Hamill underneath, as she has been early and often. Far side, this is one of the first subs, Morgan Brunmeyer. And tipped into the backcourt. Oh, Lindsay Nell said she didn't touch it. Coach Schroffnagel doesn't believe it was touched either. Thought it should have been an over and back. I got to be honest, I was looking down to grab a name and a statistic really quickly. There's an and one on the help defense from Peyton Chemnitz. Well, I wasn't able to see that. I was looking down, so I'm not going to say it was a bad call or not. But Coach Schroffnagel and 2 of his players were very adamant that was an over and back. Instead, it's going to be the second point of the night for Carissa, second bucket of the night for Carissa Hamill, so she has 4. And the and one opportunity. They did get Chemnitz on the help defense. First break for Siri Kuski. Hamill's got all 5 of Valders' points. Good start for her. She could use a little help out there for Valders. Down the lane goes Kiera Shea. She was hammered by Cassidy Tuchel, and she goes to the free throw line for her second time this evening. Vikings of WLA still retaining that 3-point lead. And the first free throw looks good and crawls over the front edge, and a swish for Kiera Shea. She's got 4. Shea's now 2 for 3 to start this game from the free throw line. Just one dribble and the quick shot for Kiera Shea, and she's shooting well from the free throw line early on here. She's shooting only 63%, which is complete. I mean, you look at her career so far. This is her 3rd season on varsity, been on varsity all 3 years. That's very atypical for her to shoot such a low percentage from the free throw line, usually over 70%. This year, a little bit underneath that, but she's 75 tonight. Down in the corner, Tuchel is looking to bounce it down underneath. That's another good trip there for Valders, and it's 7 points for Carissa Hamill. The Vikes knew this was going to come. The question is, could they figure out a way to defend it efficiently? Vikes still lead it by 6 as they trade baskets with Valders. Coming off the screen, Kiera Shea dribbles behind the 3-point line and hits it. Kiera Shea has 8 points of her own. Shea and Cole are the only 2 to score for the Vikings, and the lead is 9. Valders breaks the Viking press, now tipped away. Stolen by who else but Kiera Shea. Shea across the logo into the front court as the Vikings trying to tick the tempo just a little bit higher. maybe force Valders into a mistake or two. Far side, Gabby Cole, shot fake down the lane. Little out of control, able to throw it off the glass and in. Coach Strafnagel wants a full timeout, and we're going to take it with him. Abby Cole has 10, Kiera Shea has 8. Vikes lead by 11. Stay with us on WLA TV. WIAA Regional Semifinal action. Back here from the campus of Winnebago Lutheran Academy, so often in the past couple of years, and really since he's taken over the program, Coach Strafnagel is a big fan of the timeout prior to a defensive possession. I really like that. Especially, last year, the Vikings had no trouble scoring. Elena Supernan, Geneva Hugh. I mean, these are the who's who. If you look at a career scoring chart anywhere in the WLA girls basketball history books, you're finding these names of the players that were on last year's team. It was to set up things defensively, and I think the Vikings, here you go, Vikings in a little bit of a shifting zone here. It's 1-2-2, 2-3, you name it. Doesn't really matter, but they're going to try to force Valders to shoot some jump shots. There's the first one, and it misses. Rebound down to Shea. She's down the floor, spins, throws it up, can't get it to go. That was a wild shot. Impressive for her just not to travel at that point. Far side, tipped away. That's Chemnitz getting her hands into the passing lane. Bounce pass from Shea up ahead to Chemnitz, and good to have Peyton Chemnitz back out on the floor. She missed a couple of games for the Vikings, and she gets her first 2 points since coming back. You could tell the Vikings could have used her on Friday and been at full strength against Springs. Instead, lost the season series to Springs. Springs swept them down the lane. Here's a floater from Valders. That's a nice move from Morgan Hickman. She was just recently put into the game by Coach Otto, and a good, quick impact by her. Vikings trying to get it to the high post against a 2-3 zone that Valders has switched to, and now a foul. Let's see if this is on Tuchel, because that would have been her second. Nope. It's going to be Hickman, who just scored. I believe it's just her first. Yeah, just the first on Hickman. She joins Tuchel and Taylor Hamill with fouls for Valders. Here's Abby Cole in the corner, keying up her third 3 of the night. This one misses a little bit long there. Offensive rebound, Kiera Shea. Check that, that was Kuski who got it to Shea on the offensive rebound. Nice take, Lindsay Nell. Strong move to the rim, and she's got her first 2 points of the game. Nell averages 15.3 points per game. The Vikings have 3 players that average at or more than what Valders' top player averages, and that's just a difference in style. Kiera Shea, her second steal of the ball game, misses the layup. Offensive rebound fought for and taken in by Maddie Lair. Floater up from her, misses. Offensive rebound by Kiera Shea, tipped around. She keeps it in, no, dribbled it on the line. Timeout from Coach Otto, and he's probably wondering how the 2 smallest players on the floor, Kiera Shea and Maddie Lair, got a couple of offensive rebounds. They're going to take a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Viking lead has swelled to 13 points, 22-9 here on WLA TV. Stay with us. Back here, campus of Winnebago Lutheran Academy. So used to saying courtside. I wish I could find a spot courtside, but we're up in the perch here at WLA, up amongst the concession stand. Vikings and the Vikings getting after it tonight. A 3-6 matchup in this regional. That's tipped away. Kiera Shea's third steal of the game. And out of a timeout, the Vikings score an easy one. Kiera Shea's into double figures. She joins Abby Cole as the 2 for the Vikings with at least 10 points. Both of them have 10 for WLA. Nice entry pass down to Hickman. That's tipped around, and it's last touched. I thought it was a Viking WLA player that got it last, but Carissa Hamill went off her fingertips, and it's going to go back the other way. Nell has 2, Chemnitz has 2, and then 10 apiece for Kiera Shea, and nice bounce pass, Lindsay Nell. I'll tell you what, Lindsay Nell, that's been the part of her game that I really think she's been a dominant scorer all season long for the Vikings, but when she's gotten into that high post, she's been a much better passer as of late. There's a foul for Jess Pino. Pino was the one who scored for the Vikings on the other end of the floor. 26-9, Vikes have opened up a 17-point lead. There's a wide open 3. This one misses off to the right. Check that the left, and the rebound was collected by Siri Kuski. Shovels to Shea, who goes into the front court. Valders staying in the 2-3 defense. The Vikes have hit a couple of threes, 3 of them to be exact. Here's Nell at the high post, kicks it back to Shea. Shea keys up a 3, and she was fouled there. It was Caitlin Fisher who was a little bit too aggressive on the closeout. And instead of running Shea off the 3-point line, she collided into her. 3 shots. Shea is 3 for 4 tonight, misses this one. I'll tell you what, the Vikings, see if I have my notes here from the Springs game. Here they are. They hit 3 threes in the entire game against Springs in the first 10 minutes, 9.5 minutes here. Shea hits the second. The Vikings have already hit 3 threes. Now, the Vikings are not WLA is not the most potent 3-point shooting team in the world, so they could very well finish with 3 threes tonight. But if they can hit shots, I would like WLA's chances against Springs, even though they go to Springs tomorrow, should Springs also take care of business. But the Vikings have a 19-point lead here, doing a nice job defensively. Good adjustments to go into a zone to perhaps defend this Valders attack. Again, underneath, Carissa Hamill can't get it to go. That one rattles around and out. Hamill's got 7 of the 9 for Valders, but can't buy that one. Far side, Kuski looks for the give and go. That's tipped away by Hamill. Into the front court, down the lane she goes, and Hamill finishes. Count the basket and the foul. That's one where I think you like the hustle from Peyton Chemnitz, but perhaps the play there is to just let Hamill score. And I know that goes against every fiber of an athlete's being, but unnecessary foul to pick up. It's number 2 on Peyton Chemnitz. Shea and Nell both on the bench right now for the Vikings, replaced by Lair and Chemnitz. The free throw is a little bit too strong. 1 for 2 start from the line for Carissa Hamill. She does have 9 points. Maddie Lair on the near side against the 2-3. Down underneath, short corner. Pino looks in, down to the paint, kicks out from Cole. 3 ball on the way. This one good. Peyton Chemnitz does not shoot a lot of 3-pointers. She was 2 for 6 coming into tonight. She's now 3 for 7. When she shoots them, she shoots pretty good. Just the 3rd make, but only the 7th attempt. Underneath, Hamill's got good positioning, and Abby Cole's going to get whistled for the foul. Kind of rolls her eyes there, wondering how better to defend a player in the post. But she did reach around, and I think she earned that foul. I think that'll be Abby Cole coming to the bench for a couple of minutes. Cole and Siri Kuski have been the 2 that Coach Strafnagel has tried to get on Hamill underneath. Peyton Chemnitz going back to the the volleyball season, seeing her first team all-conference volleyball player in the flyway. She's blocked a bunch in her career and blocked that one back out of bounds. Now this is through the hands on the far side of Brunmeyer. And another turnover for Valders. 20-point lead for the Vikings is their largest tonight. And Maddie Lair will walk it into the front court. Regardless of, I suppose, if we find out Springs does not win, we will have something for you tomorrow on WLA TV. If Springs does win, this will be our last broadcast of girls basketball on WLA TV. We'll have a couple of boys games hopefully next week, but it's been a fun girls season once again. Vikings looking for 3 straight years of Flyway Players of the Year. You had Geneva Hewitt a couple of years ago. Last year was Elena Supernand. And I think Kiera Shea's got a real chance this year. We'll see how that voting goes when that postseason meeting happens. There's a double dribble from Tuchel. She thought that Kosian was out on the wing who had cut and trying to bring it back in. If the tuck rule existed, she'd have been just fine. But that's a football thing. Down the lane goes Lindsay Nell. Nice bounce pass from Jess Pino. Kick back out to Maddie Lair, who tries to bounce it to Pino. And it was tapped away, but last touched by Maddie Lair. Not been perfect for the Vikings tonight, WLA. Either team has not played perfectly. But the Vikes have done enough to open up a 20-point lead. Got out in transition, I think, has been the best part for the Vikings tonight against Valders. This is number 32, Hunter Romald. Top of the key, this is Hamill. Good ball movement from Valders as they try to get Hamill underneath. There is Carissa Hamill. 3-ball on the way instead, though, and Cassidy Tuchel has her first points of the night, a left wing 3 that nestles into the bottom of the net. And the lead is down to 17 for the Vikings. Maddie Lair looks far side. That's Siri Kuski. Cutting through is Chemnitz. Now in the short corner, Peyton Chemnitz. Nice cross-court pass to Jess Pino. Pino misses. Good defense and a nice box and rebound by Carissa Hamill. Hamill quickly into the front court to Tuchel. She's working on Lindsay now. Kicks it back to Hamill. Carissa Hamill crosses over, working on Siri Kuski. Between the circles, she's going to reinitiate the offense. Tuchel cuts through to the near side. Far side, 3 on the way. That misses well short. Offensive rebound put to home for Carissa Hamill. Hamill's got 11. She's now the leading scorer for either team. Check that. Kiera Shea is the leading scorer, but she's currently on one knee at the scorer's table, getting ready to check back in for the Vikings. Nice cut through from Chemnitz. Bounces corner. This is a 2. Missed. Offensive rebound fought for, but instead it's Carissa Hamill who has dominated the glass here in the last couple of minutes. Down the lane goes Kosian. Looked like she might have traveled. She was blocked anyway. Jess Pino got the block of Kosian. There's a timeout from Coach Schroffnagel. He's going to get a couple of subs in and take a 30-second break here. Vikes lead it by 15. Kiera Shea leads it for the Vikings. She has 12. Hamill has 11 for Valders, 10 for Abby Cole. Those are the 3 players that have had the most impact in tonight's game so far, with 4:50 left in the first half. Reminder coming up at halftime, if you're a WLA Vikings fan, Coach Marty Nell going to be joining us and talking a little bit about the season that they had on the boys' side. Should pull up that boys' bracket as well. Have the girls' tournament brought up, but grab the boys' bracket here that was released the other day. Here's Lindsay Nell as the Vikings trying to work on this 15-point lead. Shot fake from Kiera Shea, bounces to Kuski. Kuski on the right-hand drive, tries to lob it into Abby Cole. That was a tough pass. Cole couldn't corral it, and Hamill has it. Down to the corner. 3-ball on the way. This is short. Offensive rebound on the far side. This is Taylor Hamill. Good board there from Taylor Hamill. Fisher almost threw that one away. Another miscommunication there from Valders. Instead, they're able to get it underneath to Hamill. Hamill goes against Jess Pino. Pino thought she was straight up and down. The referee disagreed. That's the 7th team foul on the Vikings. That's the 3rd on Pino. Pino was trying to go straight up and down, and this is, again, something we saw on Friday against Springs. If there is a crew that's going to blow a lot of whistles, the Viking WLA can get themselves into some trouble. because they don't go real deep. They've only gone 7 deep tonight. They got a couple of extra sophomores up on the varsity squad for the postseason run. 1 for 2 for Hamill from the free throw line. Ooh, Abby Cole, that was a carry. And there was no whistle forthcoming on the far side. A lot of Valders fans asking for the whistle. They're going to say she kept. I see a couple of Valders fans actually look like they were agreeing with the call, saying they thought she kept it on the top of the hand. There's Lindsay Nell underneath. And now when Nell gets that deep, again, just like we talked about with Hamill, sometimes it might just be better to let her score because she's so strong and able to finish through the contact. That's the second on Taylor Hamill. Nell's got 4, her first trip to the charity stripe, and she makes it. So Shea is 5 for 7, Nell 1 for 1. I can do some simple math. How about 6 for 8 start from the line for the Vikings? When they've lost to Springs, they've shot below 50% from the line. They're going to say travel, shuffling of the feet by Kosian, and it'll go back to the Vikings of WLA. I think when I use Vikings, you might have to assume, because I'm not going to catch myself all night, so you might have to assume I'm talking about WLA. Not used to having the opponent with the Viking mascot. There's a bounce pass from Lindsay Nell, a little bit of an ill-advised one, I would say, tapped away and stolen by Carissa Hamill. Up ahead to Tuchel. Good ball movement, ends up with Hamill, crosses over, kicks it to the corner. Hamill is posting up underneath, and Abby Cole's got to be careful because she has a couple of fouls. There's a kick from Kiera Shea, and it'll stay with Valders. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left. Each coach has used 1 timeout. Valders is in the bonus. Vikings a couple of fouls away from being in the bonus. Down to the corner, swung back around. This is Tuchel. Good ball movement, good drive, up with the right hand, can't finish. Once again down the lane was Hickman, and she couldn't get it to go. Rebound down to the Vikings. Here's Lindsay Nell. Nell crosses, kicks it out. Maddie Lair, right-handed drive. Good ball movement for the Vikings this time. Shea surveys at the top of the key, kicks it to Abby Cole. Cole with the shot fake. Now with the left-handed drive. Down the lane, count the basket and the foul. Abby Cole. She has a dozen. Another strong move by the Vikings, and once again, just a little bit late on rotation was Taylor Hamill, and that'll be her 3rd foul. So Hamill has 3 for Valders. Pino has 3 for WLA. And if this free throw goes, the Vikings will restore their largest lead of the ball game, which is 20 points. Ooh, Lindsay Nell was in early. Yeah, I think so. Nell can't believe it. I'm not going to give a missed free throw. I don't know how that goes in a scorebook. Does that go for a missed free throw? I'm not going to give one to Abby Cole because she didn't earn it. Maybe we give it to Lindsay now. Far side, Valders in to the front court here. Here's Hickman. Vikings almost able to secure a trap up there. Top of the key, Hickman. Good ball movement down with Tuchel. She drives baseline, almost traveled, held the pivot foot. Nice job there by her. Maddie Lair able to collect the steal for the Vikings nonetheless. Here's Lindsay Nell into the front court. Has Kuski in the corner. Crosses over, shovels to Abby Cole. Cole with the shot fake. Crosses over, down the lane. She's looking for an open teammate. Kicks it out. Top of the key. 3 on the way. Lindsay Nell shoots it 40%. Hits this one. Nell has 8 just like that. Seemed like a couple of minutes ago, Lindsay Nell didn't have a single point. She's already up to 8. Down underneath. Good ball movement once again by the Valders Vikings. Here's Kosian down the lane. She scores. First points for her. Coaching is what they just said on the PA, so I apologize. Not able to talk to Coach Cook here before the game and get correct pronunciations. Oh, my goodness. Here's the second foul on a 3-point attempt. This one looked this did not look quite as clear as the first. Maybe it was a hit on the arm of Kiera Shea, but Shea's been fouled on 2 threes now tonight. First free throw for Kiera Shea. Easy to add up the free throw attempts when you get fouled on triples. After these three, Shea will have shot 10 free throws in the first half alone. First free throw good, second free throw good. This is the Kiera Shea we have come to know from the free throw line. Not the one we saw for large portions of this season. Who knows what that comes down to. If it's just comfortability, if you just got to see the ball go in the hole. I mean, Kiera Shea is on a stretch of scoring 20-point ball games, and she's well on her way here. She's 8 for 10 from the free throw line. 8 for 10. Tipping it away is Kiera Shea. She completes the steal. That's her 5th of the game. Oh, she's hacked. Count the basket and the foul. Kiera Shea had the right arm yanked down, and she heads back to the free throw line, finishing at the rim. Oh, what a play by Kiera Shea. And the free throw is good. You've got to be kidding me. 9 for 11 from the charity stripe. Valders going to get a substitution in here. Vikings, their lead is up to 26. Oh, my goodness. Kiera Shea's got 18 points here in the first half. Down here to Brunmeyer. Bounce pass. Shea almost got another one. That one tipped out of bounds, and it'll stay with Valders. Wow. Well, Valders likes to play, if the final score, they like it for the games to finish in the 40s. The Vikes have 45 here in the first half. Nice board from Kiera Shea. And, oh, she's going to push the tempo. Siri Kuski, oh, can't get it to go. Rimmed out. Good defense in transition there from Romuald, pardon me, who good hustle got back and able to affect the shot from Siri Kuski. Here in the corner, this is Fisher. Good ball movement once again. Valders is able to pass the ball well. This one's tipped away now. Maddie Lair down the right side of the paint, up with the right hand and scores. Maddie Lair always, when she gets into the open court, it's so impressive how calm and composed she is. She just takes her time at the rim. Tipped away by Shea to Lindsay Nell from Lair. Up ahead, Shea scores. Shea has 20 first half points, and the Vikes lead it by 30. What a first half by the Vikings. 49-19, they lead Valders. Halftime here, and we'll get some statistics for you coming up in just a second. Before we do that, though, if we can figure out this mess I have going on up here in the broadcast perch, we'll talk to Coach Nell. And Coach Nell, varsity boys basketball program. Coach, end the season with a 25-point win at Lamira. I suppose that can't ask for a better way to close out what was a pretty good season for you guys.
It was last night going to Lamira. Really wanted that win to get us right going into the playoffs. Have a couple guys that we need to get right. 2 sophomores really stepped up last night. Sam Lair, Noah Gensler. I just want those guys playing with some confidence going into the playoffs, and both those guys really contributed a lot last night.
Noah Gensler specifically, it seems like over the course of the season, if he's able to, not be as passive, get to the rim, realize how physically gifted he, he's long, he can finish through contact. When he's not just sitting around on the periphery, he's a really special player.
Noah has no idea what kind of player he could be yet. He's 15 years old. I put him in a tough situation even last year playing him as a freshman against 18-year-old kids. And I've had all-state players that I've coached here at WIAA that could not have done that at that age. So that says a lot about Noah. He's learning a lot, and he's got a lot of varsity basketball left to play in his career, and I'm super excited for him.
No doubt about it. Well, we'll start with Aiden Barr because Aiden's one of the 2 captains. We'll get to Ethan in just a second. Aiden had a terrific season. got to be up around that 140 assist mark for the year. I mean, a guy that you could tell instantly when those couple of games he missed in the middle of the season, you guys were able to still pull out wins, but your offense totally changes with his ability to get to the he's a fun player to watch handle the ball.
Aiden is a definition of a basketball junkie. If he's not at practice, he's at the Y shooting.
Sure.
He's just a kid that loves basketball, and I'm so happy for Aiden right now. A lot of times, being a senior, at about the halfway point of your senior season, you realize that your career could be coming to an end, and you adjust and you play better. And Aiden's definitely done that. Last night at Elmira, they played a few different zones, and there's with him and there's less and less coaching right now.
Sure.
Because he's doing all the things that he's supposed to be doing, and it's awesome to see.
All right, Ethan Cole. I mean, I remember helping put together some of the basketball record books back when I was here a decade ago, and I'm looking at Derek Scheidt's scoring record and some of the rebounding numbers he had, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, there's no way. There's no way someone's going to touch this. You got to play for 4 years. You can't get hurt, and then you have to be a special player on top of it all. Well, 3 strikes, and you turn into Ethan Cole. You got a new career point leader. You got a new career rebounds leader. The 3-point makes leader. I mean, Ethan Cole is going to be a guy that whenever his last game for WLA is, I mean, WLA's the fans here, anyone that's gotten to watch him play, you see it on Twitter with other coaches in the Flyweight Conference. He's a player that people are just going to miss getting to go watch play basketball on a Tuesday night at WLA.
For sure. And it's not only all the stats with Ethan.
Sure.
I've seen kids, haven't coached many, but I've seen kids that put up huge stats, but they're not really team players. You know, their team loses, and they're scoring 25 points a game, but their team's losing. And Ethan's been a part of 2 conference championship teams since he's in his high school career. He's experienced the highest, a lot of highs here, and this year as a senior, I'm just so impressed with not only his attitude, his leadership, how hard he works every day. He just checks all the boxes.
Second 1,000-point scorer since you've taken over. Donovan Schwartz came through, terrific player. Ethan now, again, eclipsing numbers that I thought we might not see here at WLA. All right, Coach, how about some guidance here for number 5 for the Vikings here tonight? What? I mean, no, you just take the coach hat off, right? And you're just a fan tonight.
I am. I'm not real hard on my daughter. To me, get the ball to the rim. That's all I say.
Sure. Yeah. Well, hey, if she's hitting free throws, how do you stop? You know, maybe Kiera Shea and Lindsay Nell got to stop by a boys' practice and sharpen a couple of your guys up on the free throw line.
We take it.
Coach, thanks for stopping by, and good luck.
Can I say something quick,
Yeah,
Jordan?
you bet.
I just want to say thank you for everything you do for us, Jordan. I've had grandmas and grandpas that can't make it to all of our games talk to me this season and talk so highly about you. Former players will also text me the day after a game and say they watched your broadcast and how great of a job you do. And I just want to tell you we appreciate you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm humbled. I'm glad Mr. Bendix allows me to do it, and I'll keep doing it until he kicks me out of here. You got to take me away screaming. But can't wait for next week, postseason run for you guys, and best of luck. Blessings on the way.
Thank you very much.
There you go. That's Coach Nell and his team. Another great season for Coach Nell and Coach Schwartz and the rest of the crew on the boys' side of things. We're going to get you a couple of statistics here, take a timeout, and come back with the second half. Before we do, let's add things up. Kiera Shea, the leading scorer by far in tonight's game. She had 20 points there in that first half. Lindsay Nell scored 8 as the Vikings might hear a couple of cheers as the Vikings back out onto the floor with a couple minutes left here during the halftime intermission. 2 points for Jess Pino. She struggled with foul trouble in the first half, had 3 fouls. See if she can get it going in the second half. Maddie Lair had a pair. Peyton Chemnitz had 5. And Abby Cole for the Vikings. Cole finished that first half with 12. 8 for Nell, 12 for Cole, and 20 for Kiera Shea. For the Valders Vikings, Cassidy Tuchel had 3 points. Cochin had 2. Morgan Hickman had 2. The rest of the points, the other 13, were scored by Carissa Hamill for the Valders Vikings. Want to say thanks once again to Coach Nell for stopping by. We'll see if the Vikings girls basketball team can finish out a regional semifinal win here in the second half. They lead it by 30. Stay with us. You're watching on WLA TV. Going to come in here, just break in a couple of minutes early. Vikings lead it by 30 here tonight. We told you about the WLA regional, the girls region, or sectional number 4, the top half of sectional number 4, which is the regional that the Vikings play in. And we told you about how that stacks up. Let's tell you about the regional that the boys are in. The Vikings secured the 4 seed in the sectional, or the top half of the sectional in the regional. The 1 seed is Sheboygan Lutheran. They get a bye. They straight to Friday. Next Friday, March 4th, is when they will play. And they'll play the winner of Horicon and Kohler. That's a Tuesday game. On Tuesday, Cedar Grove, Belgium, the 5 seed, takes on Random Lake. And the Vikings take on number 13, Dodgeland. So if the Vikings win, they will host on Friday night, March 4th at 7 p.m. against the winner of Cedar Grove, Belgium, and Random Lake. That's that vaunted 5-12 matchup you always got to keep track of in the NCAA tournament. Nah, maybe not in WIAA play. 3 seed is Howards Grove. They get a bye. They will play the winner of Living Word Lutheran and Ozaki. That's played at Living Word Lutheran, the 6 seed. The Valders boys play on Tuesday night. They take on Destiny, the 10 seed. And the winner of that goes to St. Mary's Springs, the number 2 seed. So best of luck to the Vikings. Best of luck to Valders and their boys team. Coming up on Tuesday, they play Destiny. That Sheboygan Lutheran team that's a good one. And it has to be a good basketball team to unseat the St. Mary's Springs Ledgers, who shared a Flyway Conference crown with Campbell Sport on the boys' side this season. 3rd place was Mayville. And then I believe tying for 4th was WLA and Laconia on the boys' side. That was Abby Cole deflecting it out. Getting it in is Hamill to the other Hamill. And ends up here with Cochin. Far side, this is Fisher. To the high post, Hamill continues to work. She's posting up Abby Cole. Lob pass tipped off of Hamill's hands and goes back to the Vikings. Good defense by Abby Cole once again down underneath for WLA. And Kiara Shea trots into the front court with the right-handed dribble. Crosses, hands to Lindsay Nell. We're going to see if we can get a Springs update at some point tonight. Good take by Abby Cole. Gets it short corner. Kiara Shea working on a 20-point night. Kicks it far side. Siri Kuski off of the Kuski screen goes Nell. Crosses and spins down underneath to Jess Pinno. Kicks it back out to Nell. Nell wants to key up a 3. Misses this one short. Offensive rebound collected by Pinno. Down to Cole. Cole spins with the right hand. Can't get it to go. Nice little hook shot, but it would not rattle home for the Vikes. Into the front court comes Valders. Tipped away once again by Kiara Shea. Collected in the corner by Tuchel. Ends up with a 3 ball on the far side. Fisher can't get it to go. It came up short. Rebound was, I'll tell you what, rebounds just find Abby Cole, just like they find Ethan Cole. It's impressive. Cole averaging a double-double as a sophomore. Down the lane goes Kiera Shea. That one can't go. And the defensive rebound taken in by Carissa Hamill. Hamill into the front court, far side. Give and go with Fisher. Oh, good pass to Tuchel on the near side. Bumped by Cole and a kick by Lindsay Nell. Check that, it was Abby Cole who kicked it. It was Nell who kind of bumped Tuchel on the drive. Here's Fisher in the corner. Good ball movement. Cochin. Tuchel underneath. Hamill will once again go to work, trying to post up either Lindsay Nell or Abby Cole. Cole's got 2 fouls, remember. Here on the near side, patience from Valders. Here's Hamill. Nice cut through by Cochin. Up with the right hand, can't get it to go. Good defense by Abby Cole to go straight up and down and then collect the rebound. Ooh, dangerous pass. Kiera Shea puts on the burners and able to save it for the Vikings. There's a foul from Fisher, and Siri Kuski, who has yet to score this evening, will head to the free throw line. Siri Kuski has settled into her role on this team. It would have been very easy for her as the scoring has dried up a little bit over the last couple of games for her to simply mail it in. She has not done that. First free throw up and good. Continues to battle on the glass. Very, very good passer of the basketball. Very smart player. And she's got 2 free throws there. Has found shooting and scoring hard to come by so far this year. Kind of pushed out of some of the positions she was in last year by Lindsay Nell and Abby Cole. You got a lot of players that do a lot of things very similarly. Here's Abby Cole. Another 3 for Abby Cole. And Cole's got 15. That'll get the students back up. 54-19. Kiera Shea continues to run back and forth trying to get her hands on the basketball. Cochin gets it down to Hamill. Taylor Hamill back out to Cochin. Lobbed over to Fisher. Try to get it down to Hamill. And a nice play by Carissa Hamill underneath. And I got her now for 14. Shea dribbles on the face of the WLA Viking logo. Here's Abby Cole. Oh, Cole able to somehow keep that, and she scores it just inside the free throw line. The floater is good. Cole's got 17 now. Lindsay Nell still sitting on 8. Here's Cochin. Lobs it to the corner with Tuchel. Nice left-handed drive, and she's fouled. I think that was Lindsay Nell. They're going to say it was on the bump on the floor. So underneath inbounds for Valders. Everyone lines it up for a free throw shot, but it was on the floor. Now they got it. Couple of substitutions, 3 of them coming in here for Valders. This is Hickman. Near side, Hamill. Down underneath to Hickman. Hickman misses that one and is foul. Oh, man. Foul by Jess Pino. Pino was pretty straight up and down again, but with the Vikings up by 35. That's the 4th on Jess Pino. Rattles around and out for Morgan Hickman. Second free throw is good. 1 for 2 from the line for Morgan Hickman. First points of the second half for Valders. Check that. Hamill had a bucket earlier. Down the lane goes Lindsay Nell. Nell up with the right hand and the floater, and she's into double figures. Lindsay Nell's got 10. Valders into the front court with Hickman. Down to the corner with Hamill. Hamill looks up and tries to get it to Carissa Hamill, who continues to work against Abby Cole. Good battle going on inside. Hickman's going to take the drive down. Offensive rebound. Kicks it to the corner. 3 ball on the way for Hamill. This one misses. Looked good. Offensive rebound, Carissa Hamill. She finishes. She's got 16 now for Valders. Kiera Shea crosses once. Down the lane she goes and is fouled. Not sure who they're going to get on this one. They will call that on Morgan Brunmeyer. And that's her third. No, I think it's just a first. Yeah, just one. Grace Neuenfeld is in. Lindsay Nell is underneath, and she can't get it to go. Little contact underneath there, nothing warranting a foul. Kirsche almost into the passing lane. Far side, this is Neuenfeld. Back to Brunmeyer. That's tipped away by Kiera Shea, collected by Hickman. Able to save that before it went into the backcourt. She would have been able to go get it in the backcourt, but collected it nonetheless. This is Carissa Hamill. Bounce pass, trying to get it underneath to Hamill once again. Hamill goes to work, throws one up. Abby Cole did not. Cole didn't move. But again, that's an easier one to make with the situation being as it is. First free throw for Hamill is good. Rattles around and falls. Vikes lead is 33. 17 points for Hamill. The bright spot on an otherwise not so bright evening. Oh, they're going to call that red ball. Well, that's either you call a foul there or you give it to, it's WLA basketball. The Valders player went through the back of the WLA player. Well, again, we continue. Kiera Shea a little bit too anxious and ambitious there. She runs through the back of Hickman. That's the fourth team foul on the Vikings. Hickman looks far side, top of the key. Hickman once again. Valders trying to stay patient. And that pass is gone awry. Go back to WLA. Got an update from my father. Springs up 27 with 11 minutes to go. I kind of thought that that might be the case. Down the lane, and Maddie Lair can't finish. Hickman crosses once. Now fires a pass. Tipped away by Peyton Chemnitz. Kiera Shea tried to save it and could not. Stays with Valders. Going to get a timeout here. We're going to take it with them. Vikings lead it 58-25, 12-13 to play. Stay with us. Coming out of the timeout, the Vikings lead it here tonight, 58-25. The WLA Vikings lead it. Near side, this is Cochin. Hickman, far side to Brunmeyer. Bounces back to Cochin. Down underneath. And Kiera Shea tipped another one out of bounds for the Vikings. Shea is, again, I don't know if Coach Strafnagel, number one, believes in it. I bet she probably believes in it, just knowing how Coach Strafnagel, some of the things he really values as a coach, but I would assume deflections is probably on that list. I don't know if they're able to keep deflections. That's like the advanced stat that you keep in college because you have so many graduate assistants that you don't know what to assign them for. So you say, just watch the game, and if we get a deflection, mark it down on your little stat sheet there. I think that's how else do you track deflections over the course of a year? Down underneath, nice move under there. Can't get it to go. That was a great move by Hunter Romald, but she couldn't get it to go. Just rattled around the cylinder and out. Lindsay Nell far side, crosses once, Euro step through the paint, up with the floater and good. Oh my goodness, what a play by Lindsay Nell. And Nell is up to 12. Such a strong move, and to be able to finish as she did. Here's Cochin, she's fouled, bumped by Nell. I believe the running clock rule does exist in postseason play, but don't quote me on that. I can't remember from last season. The Vikes, both of their WLA's home wins last year were by margins similar to that. I remember that jaw-dropping regional final result where the Vikings went on something like a 40-something to 0 run or a 40-something to 2 run against Springs. Free throw good for Cochin. She goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line, which has been about everything from Valders from the line has been about 1 for 2. Here's a long two-pointer from Peyton Chemnitz. Missed. Offensive rebound, and it'll stay down on the Vikings' end as Abby Cole battles for the board.
Valders ball on number 14, Carissa Hummel. First personal, 13.
Down to the corner, Kiera Shea 3. This was tipped, or either that or it just missed very badly. Offensive rebound, Abby Cole. Offensive rebound, Abby Cole. Missed both of them. Far side, Carissa Hamill. 3 on the way, hit it. Carissa Hamill is having herself an evening. She's got 20. Now tied for the game high with Kiera Shea. Shea had all 20 in the first half. Has not scored yet in the second half. Lead is 31 for the Vikings. Here's Peyton Chemnitz. She's hit a 3 already. Nice flashing cut through by Kiera Shea. Bounces near corner here to Lindsay now. Abby Cole continues to work underneath. I'll tell you what, Abby Cole, I think she just loves basketball. She is the only player I have seen playing at the high school level who always has a smile. She's battling there in the post. Here's a jumper from Hamill that misses. Rebound down to Lindsay now. She's battling down in the post last possession. She has the biggest grin on her face. Fun to watch. Oh, Lindsay Nell, stop it. Count the basket plus the foul for Lindsay Nell. Nell has 14. How does that go? Oh my goodness. Hockey style substitution for the Vikings. Coach Strafnagel can go 12 deep. Sophomores Chelsea Ferguson and Leah Tyson both up on the varsity level here for the postseason run. See if they get any run tonight. We'll see the first introduction here for Chloe Volbright, Lydia Bernhard, and McKenna Conkey this evening. One rhythm dribble for Lindsay Nell, and she's 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Let's see. 13 for 15 from the line tonight for WLA. 13 for 15. That'll work. Into the front court, this is Tuchel. Cochin looking underneath to Hamill. Good defense there. Siri Kuski battling away with Carissa Hamill. Cochin has it tipped away. Crossing over, down the lane, up with a floater, and Tuchel can't quite finish. Offensive rebound to Taylor Hamill. Kicks it back out. Fisher with a long 2. This misses. Rebound battled for, and Jess Pino collects it. Outlet pass to Siri Kuski, who crosses. About 9 minutes left here tonight. Far side, Chloe Volbright. She's got a couple of buckets on the year. Here's Kuski. Looks underneath to Bernhard. Skip pass to McKenna Conkey. Conkey has it poked away. Collected by Volbright. Near side, Bernhard. Has Kuski in the corner. Siri Kuski, ooh, thought she drug the pivot foot there. No whistle. And a foul. Good hustle by Tuchel, but she was whistled for the foul. Thought she took it away from McKenna Conkey. Referee said it was not legal. 63-28. Couple of screens here for the Vikings. Lobbed, and Volbright not able to get there, so Cochin collects the steal. She's into the front court, far side. 3-ball, no. Nice shot fake. Good ball movement. Ends up with Taylor Hamill. That one misses. Offensive rebound, Fisher. And she can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound. Oh, no, they're going to say a pushing foul there over the back. Rebounding foul on Carissa Hamill. Back into the game now for Valders is Grace Neuenfeld. 4 players have scored tonight for Valders. Cochin, Hickman, Tuchel, and Carissa Hamill. Here's Siri Kuski. She looks underneath to Pino. Jess Pino, up and under move, up with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Tipped around. Bernhard's trying her best to get it. It's tipped by Pino and straight to Hamill. Hamill into the front court. To Taylor Hamill. Oh, good hustle. Jess Pino to get into a passing lane. She intercepts that one. Heading back the other way, crossing over is Bernhard. She's into the front court. Going to screen here for McKenna Conkey. Conkey spins. Hands off to Bernhard. Skip pass to Kuski. Top of the key between the circles. Volbright going to use a Kuski screen. Gets to the high post. That jumper rattles around and out. Good defense by Valders that time. Hamill to Hamill. And Taylor Hamill will go to the free throw line. First foul on Chloe Volbright. If you're just joining us, 20 for Kiara Shea, 16 for Lindsay Nell. I'm sorry, 15 for Lindsay Nell. 17 for Abby Cole. I think I got that right. Probably not. Free throw good there for Hamill. Siri Kuski into the front court. So it sounds like Springs is taking care of business, so the Vikings will go to Springs. Springs swept the season series over the Vikings. First one the Vikes had in control pretty much all night, and then gave it away with some spotty free throw shooting and ball handling in the last couple of minutes. And then last Friday, the Vikes just did not play their best basketball, admittedly. And Springs looked very, very good. Reese Newman hit a 4 first half threes. Hamill's first free throw is up and good. Valders is into the bonus. She is now the leading scorer this evening. Game high 21 points. And now 22 points. And into the passing lane, Hickman picks that Siri Kuski pass off. Down the lane she goes, up with the floater and scores. Morgan Hickman has 5 points for Valders. Viking lead down to 30. Offensive foul. They were ready to punch that one on the near side, I'll tell you that much. 31-point Springs lead, just the latest update I got. Here's Hickman, far side. Good ball movement once again. Down underneath. And I think that is the first jump of the game. Is that right? It certainly seems like it. Chemnitz and Lair back in for the final two starters for the Vikings. I think that'll probably be about it. Get the starters off their feet and rested for tomorrow's game. It is a big one, a rivalry game, regional final. Winner will likely take on Laconia. Neutral site game. That'll be a sectional semifinal. Then Milwaukee Academy of Science is the top seed from the regional below in the bottom portion of sectional number 4. Vikings have another empty trip offensively. They've been stuck on 63 for quite a while. High 40s in the first half output. Oh, Lydia Bernhard, nice rebound, good strong move, rip through. Maddie Lair crosses, kicks it out to Bernhard. Bernhard lobs it to Peyton Chemnitz. Chemnitz drives, poked away, good defense there. That was Neuenfeld who collected the steal, got it up ahead to Brunmeyer. Top of the key, Cochin, she's gonna fire up the three, looks good. Oh, rattled around and out. Offensive rebound taken in by Valders. Can't finish underneath. Good rebound by Lydia Bernhard. Just a little bit of an incongruous second half here. No flow to it. Down underneath. Peyton Chemnitz is hacked. Neuenfeld with the foul. First free throw for Peyton Chemnitz is good. Chemnitz up to 6 points tonight. And the second free throw good for Chemnitz as well, as the Vikings continue to shoot a ridiculous percentage from the free throw line. 13 for 16 now from the charity stripe. Here's a triple, good. 3 ball good for Caitlin Fisher. Her first 3 points tonight. Near side Chemnitz for the Vikings. 29-point game now. Bernhard looks far side, Chloe Volbright. She's gotten a couple of shots. This pass almost tipped away. Chemnitz able to collect it and get the jump shot off. Maddie Lair fights for the offensive rebound. It's tied up, goes back to Valders. Carissa Hamill, Taylor Hamill, and Cochin. Those are the 3 seniors. Here's a triple for Taylor Hamill. That comes up short. Crossing it into the front court comes Peyton Chemnitz. Near side, Volbright almost lost it. She saves it. Oh, that pass is picked off. Down the lane, crossing once, and good strong move to the rack for Carissa Hamill. She's now got 24 points. Got going early. Leah Tyson and Chelsea Ferguson at the scorer's table, ready to make their varsity debuts for the Vikings. That goes off of the knee, I think is probably what that hit there of Maddie Lair. Near side, 3 on the way. This one misses. Nice strong rebound by Chloe Volbright. Coach Strafnagel wants to just take a substitutionary timeout, or is he? He's going to use the 30 seconds to set up what he wants to do with his 2 players that have never stepped on a varsity court before, so maybe not a bad idea. 30 seconds. We'll be back in 20 seconds to finish this one out on WIAA TV. Back here, campus of Winnebago Lutheran Academy. Glad to have you along. Jordan King with you. Coming up on Tuesday on WIAA TV, it'll be the Viking boys basketball team They're going to take on, oops, I got my wrong bracket up here. They're going to take on Dodgeland in a 4-13 matchup. Chloe Volbright was standing out of bounds when she started that dribble, so it's going to go back over to Valders. As I mentioned earlier, right before the break, Leah Tyson and Chelsea Ferguson both into the game. Texted Coach Supernam. We'll see if we can get either Abby Cole or Kiera Shea. Give us their thoughts on a regional semifinal win after this one when it's all said and done. Good hustle there by Fisher to knock it off of Chloe Volbright and keep Valder Viking basketball. This is Tuchel. Cutting through, tipped away by Ferguson. And it stays with Valders. Very good job there by Chelsea Ferguson defensively. Ferguson and Tyson part of an interesting JV1 season. Just they started off as hot as it gets. Here's a 3-ball that misses off to the left. That was Fisher. JV started 8-4. They finished 8-12, lost their last 8. That's tipped away. Should stay with the Vikings. Miscommunication there between Ferguson and Tyson. Now, it wasn't basketball, but I remember trotting out onto a soccer field for the first time on a varsity level. It's just different. It just feels different. The lights seem brighter, to use a complete cliche. Running out ahead was Caitlin Fisher. And then after about a game, you realize the hoops are still 10 feet tall. Ball is still 28.5 ounces. It's all the same. All the same. Tyson looks far side to Volbright. That one's tipped away. Nice defense underneath by Hunter Romald. And Valders continues to play well down the stretch here. That's tipped up by Conkey. Tyson secures the rebound, and I would imagine that's probably her first statistic she has collected at the varsity level. She's going to have a chance here to score her first point from the free throw line. Will Leah Tyson? Fisher picks up the foul, and Valders is going to clear the last bit of their roster, get them out onto the floor. And Tyson goes to the free throw line for the first time in her varsity career. One rhythm dribble, that one misses off to the right. And the rebound down to Valders. Near side, this is Neunfeld. Top of the key, Brunmeyer. Good ball movement once again. Shot fake, down underneath. Good ball oh man, Valders passes the basketball very well. Made a few mistakes there in that first half, but over the large majority of tonight, they've been patient. There's Leah Tyson collecting a steal and forcing the turnover. Good hustle by Leah Tyson. Tell you what, she played varsity last year as a freshman for soccer and showed that same kind of bulldog intensity. Hard nose. Oh, nice backdoor cut. She's at the rim. Oh, left it short. Leah Tyson thought she had her first bucket. Backdoor cut, and she was wide open. Just left it a little bit short. Down the lane, this is Andy Taylor. Taylor pivots a couple of times. Good ball movement. That was Ariana Hernandez. Back to Taylor, down underneath, and Chelsea Ferguson will send Grace Neunfeld to the line. I think the Vikings are going to go to Springs tomorrow based on what I'm seeing. Yeah, Springs is taking care of business as we expected. That free throw up and misses short. tapped out, and I think it'll stay with Valders. Last touched by Chloe Volbright. 79 seconds remain here. Here's Neuenfeld. Top of the key, Brunmeyer. Crosses once, crosses twice. Hands off. That was Zipperer, Claire Zipperer. Brunmeyer takes Conkey, followed by Conkey. Back to the free throw line. First free throw misses from Brunmeyer. Cassidy Tuchel had 3 points tonight for Valders, 24 for Carissa Hamill. Second free throw for Brunmeyer is her first point tonight. 3 points for Cochin, 5 for Fisher. Morgan Hickman had 5, 1 for Taylor Hamill. That was the scoring for Valders tonight. See if they collect a couple more here in the last minute. Got a push underneath. Lydia Bernhard has her first points. And a groan from the student section because some seniors said we're standing for the last 49.7 seconds. Bernhard hits a free throw. Vikings have only missed 3 free throws tonight. They've shot almost 20. Great output from the free throw line. Underneath, Neuenfeld. Good, strong move. And her first points of the night come with about half a minute to go. And we'll see if Valders tries to push the issue here or if WLA just dribbles out the clock. Here's Chelsea Ferguson. Hands off to Tyson. Leah Tyson down the right side. Off of the leg of a Valders player, collected by Bernhard. 20 seconds left. Bernhard's going to cross once. They're still got the closely guarded count there, so she's got to be careful. Goes behind the back. Last 10 seconds, she's got to pass it to avoid any type of violation. Here's McKenna Conkey. And that'll be it. McKenna Conkey will dribble it out. The regional semifinal win will go to the WLA Vikings. 68-43. Good comprehensive win for the Vikes tonight as WLA moves to 18-6 on the season. Want to thank Alec Oberg, by the way, for all his help all season long, but especially tonight, taking the camera duties for us this evening and allowing us to bring you visual representation of the game. 68-43. Vikings 18-6 now on the season. Watch that loss to Springs out of their mouth. And as the team comes over, sings the school, or the alma mater with the students. Valders will finish the season 10-16. They were coming in averaging 43 points per game. They scored 43 points tonight, and we told you who and how scored all of those points for Valders this evening. Again, going to see if Coach Strafnagel and the coaching staff is willing to let us get a player up here. So hang with us here. Hang with us here for just a couple of minutes. If you are a WLA fan, if you're a Valders fan, I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. Certainly appreciate that. Let's give you a couple of Viking statistics before I think they headed back to the locker room for a quick post-game chat, and then we'll see if we can get one of them to come out. If we don't in the next, we'll call it after 2 or 3 minutes here and send you on your way. But perhaps we can hear from the players that got it done. Kiera Shea had 20 points in the first half. She shot 9 from 11 from the free throw line, hit 1 3 for the Vikings, and finished with 20. What a nice night for Kiera Shea, and she is on a stretch of games where 20 points has been the bare minimum for her. She's been in the 20s, it seems like, every game the last couple of games. And it has certainly been a welcome sight for Vikings fans. Lydia Bernhard had the and one. She finished with 3. Lindsay Nell had the way she can just explode in a matter of minutes to fill things up on the scoring sheet is very impressive. She finished with 15. Siri Kuski hit a pair of free throws. She had 2. Jess Pino had 2. Maddie Lair had 2. Leah Tyson went 0 for 1. She almost had her first points of her Viking career with a layup that came up just short with a minute or so left in the ball game. Peyton Chemnitz, welcome back. Missed her for a couple of games. Certainly the Vikings did. And she scored 7 in her return to action tonight. Let's see. Abby Cole, 8 and 9, 17 for Cole. So coming into tonight's game, the Vikings certainly rely on a big 3 type of effort, scoring-wise. Kira Shea averages 16.7, Nell 15.3, Cole 13.6. Tonight, that big 3, Shea had 20, Nell had 15, Abby Cole had 17. Looking at the bracket, Laconia was taking on Cedar Grove, Belgium. We're just going to hit the refresh here and see if any of these results have come in. For the Vikings regional, none have yet. Milwaukee Academy of Science on the lower half, they're the 1 seed and state ranked number 2, I do believe. You would certainly expect them to come out of that side. They won 95-37 over Palmyra Eagle. The Prairie School is the 2 seed down there. They are also state ranked in the top 10 in the state. They beat Living Word Lutheran 85-17 tonight. So some big scores coming in on the bottom of the bracket, but no scores from the top of the bracket for the Vikings. Laconia taking on Cedar Grove, Belgium. Again, just to remind you of that. Howard's Grove and Manitowoc Lutheran, the 5-4 matchup. I'll tell you what, Howard's Grove has had some really, really standout teams over the last couple of years, and to see them down on the 5 line is just very, very unusual. WLA was the 3 seed. Take care of Valders here this evening, 68-43. Springs Ozaki. Springs won that one in a big way. So we're going to give it about 30 more seconds. Otherwise, we are heading. 79-52 was the final there. So Springs, confirmation that WLA heads up to Springs tomorrow. I'm assuming Springs will have that live streaming on their channel as well. If you're not able to make the trip up to the Ledge, if you are and you're a WLA Vikings fan, I would recommend making the trip up there, supporting the team in a regional final against a Springs team that WLA should feel like they can beat. And I think their 2 performances this year would suggest that, despite, maybe not having their best effort a week ago tonight. All right, Jordan King saying so long. We're seeing players come out of the tunnel here, but I don't have any word from Coach Supernan, so I think we are going to sign off this evening. It was Kiera Shea in the first half, scoring 20 points for the Vikings. She was aided by 17 from Abby Cole, 15 from Lindsay Nell, and 7 from Peyton Chemnitz. And the Vikings secure the 68-43 win. It's been a blast covering this team on WLA TV. Tonight, with Springs' win, that confirms we will call no more girls basketball on WLA TV this season, as they head to Springs tomorrow, and then it's all neutral site from there on out. A sectional semifinal, probably against Springs, would be contested at Kohler, and then down at Brown Deer, that is the site for a sectional championship, which would take place against most likely the Milwaukee Academy of Science or the Prairie School down there. So I want to say thanks for joining us. Appreciate you tuning in this evening. and hope you have a great evening, great weekend. And we will see you coming up next week for a Tuesday boys basketball game. WLA welcomes in number 13 Dodgeland. If they win that, we'll get one more. So potentially a couple of games next week, Tuesday and Friday, here on WLA TV. Jordan King saying so long. Appreciate you tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. This has been WLA Girls Varsity Basketball on WLA TV.